now we're back, and after disturbance, let's talk about the shredding. Actually, shredding is for fire. Let's go on to the sharpening. Sharpening basically sharpens it, so the higher it is, the more sharp result you're gonna get. Basically giving you some more visible little strands between smoke, like that, and basically making them look more contrasty, I guess. Now, if you hover the cursor here, there will be some explanation. If you make it too high, it will generate some artifacts down the way. So you probably don't want to crank it up too high like what I'm doing here. Just wanted to show you that how it looks like with that. So as you can see, we're getting some more refined, sharp results. I'm gonna go use 0.5 to just have a little bit of that, but not really going that much. You can go take a look at that. It's basically having two attributes based on density, and the locality again is the size of the sharpening. Right? Higher value will result in like larger sharpening result. Okay, larger shapes. So yeah, just a little bit could make it look better, right? Or cleaner, I guess. Again, not that important to me for now. Actually, it's still kind of like too strong. I don't quite like it. Maybe 0.1, just a little bit of sharpening. I still wanted to have this fluffy and smoky, bulky result. If you wanted to, you can make it more wispy and streaky, like the definition, the explanation here, right? the comment here. So I'm not gonna do that. Even a little bit of that, really making it look just too sharp here. I guess let's turn that off and take a look. Alright, so I guess it's really doing something super strong without it. I think I like the result without any sharpening. Maybe just make it really low, like 0.05. If it's not really helping, you probably want to turn it off anyways. Anyway, cool. So that's now how the smoke looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on also the turbulence. And so stop this. The turbulence basically is a turbulence applied to the smoke. If you go to the turbulence tab, there are a bunch of settings for the turbulence. Basically, the turbulence you see a lot. If you change that to maybe 10, so we can really see something. As you can see, I'm not seeing a lot of things happening. So let's see why. Sometimes when nothing is happening, it's probably because of the binding here. As you can see, it's using the temperature to do the turbulence, which we don't have any. So I'm going to change that to density, because that's the only field I have, basically. So with that defined, let's do it again. As you can see, it's more turbulence now. Right. So again, be aware that if nothing really happens when you have those shaping functionality turned on, it's probably because of the binding that you're using are not really having a proper input. Right. And that's probably too much disturbance. Sorry, turbulence. So I'm gonna go turn that back to maybe just 1 turbulence and see how that looks like. Turbulence can be also really helpful to break up shapes. As you can see, I'm not having a lot of mushroom head anymore, just with that. But it could be too dramatic for now. Let's take a look. Yeah, I don't quite like that much of turbulence. Let's lower that down to maybe 0.5. So we're getting into this stage. It becomes something that is back and forth and just trying to figure out the best setting, best value, the sweet numerical value here to give you the result that is looking very dynamic but not chaotic, right? So my goal is always dynamic looking but not chaotic. Chaotic is like moving too much, changing too fast, and things like that. So avoid these kind of things and just try to get a shape that is fluid, dynamic, but also readable, not like messy and disturbing kind of thing. So let's see. Cool. Alright, I guess this is probably okay. Looking cool, especially at the beginning, that little movement are looking really cool. Yeah, like that. And goes up. Okay. A little bit slow there. I hope that I can make it faster. If it's better, maybe you can really animate it. I'm using a noise, so that noise it's giving me random results, so I can't really have enough control of it. But nonetheless, it's looking really dynamic now. Okay. So the final thing here is its confinement. This guy will try to look for those swirling parts and really enhance these guys. If you go to this tab, you can see again the binding is using velocity and it's going to use this confinement field, which we don't have any. So I guess I can just go ahead and delete it or use density to, because that's the only field I have other than velocity here. And we can turn on the visualization and go play with it. As you can see, it's trying to find out those swirling part and enhance these guys. Enhance the rotation or vortex-like movements and try to enhance and reserve those movements. Turn off that. And that's going to give you a more swirling effect happening in the fog. So if you wanted to have that, definitely turn that on. It's going to be looking quite cool actually. If you have some very interesting swirling already, and it's going to make those guys even stronger. Oftentimes it's not going to make a huge difference, especially in this kind of like movement. The primary movement are linear, I guess. So it's for things like explosion, like big fireball, those things are happening more because the turbulence and the temperature is really trying to push that swirling effect. Here it's probably not that noticeable, but we can turn that on nonetheless, just to have some fun with it. Alright, that's all the frames. Cool. I hope this is a way we can compare different results. Maybe we can play blast it. Anyway, so that's all the shape changes you can do here on this Pyro solver node. And other than that, I guess if you want to have more control, you need to create smaller solvers. Here we can maybe talk about that in advanced classes, but for now let's just use what's happening here. It's not giving you exactly full control, these guys, but they're good enough for starters. Okay. Alright, that's gonna be it for this tutorial. In the next one, we can maybe do some refinements and then maybe some cool lighting. Maybe I also talk about some rendering if we have more time. Okay, so thanks for watching. See you next time.